Welcome to the Weekend Tea with Southernbelle 74. Let's get it. Let's go. And we are back. Let's get into the lineup. We're going to talk about Alvin Kamara. We're going to talk about Wendy Williams, Little Uzi Vert, Kiara Sheard, and Kylie Jenner. Let's begin with the breaking news of New Orleans Saints running back Alvin Kamara. He has been arrested, that's right, and booked on battery resulting in a substantial bodily harm. This happened this past Sunday, according to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police report. Officers were dispatched to a local hospital on Saturday at approximately 5:50 p.m. local time, where a victim reported being battered at a nightclub on the 350th block of South Las Vegas Boulevard. An investigation by the Las Vegas MPD determined that the victim was battered by the suspect, later identified as Alvin Kamara. The 26-year-old was taken into custody without incident and was booked in the Clark County, Nevada Detention Center. This investigation is ongoing, and Kamara is in custody being held on a $5,000 bond, and his first scheduled court appearance is on this Monday at 1:30 local time. The 5-year NFL player had participated in the Pro Bowl, which took place at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on Sunday. He caught 4 passes and 23 yards. Kamara is a 5-time Pro Bowl selection. He had 898 yards rushing, 439 yards receiving, and 9 total touchdowns in the 2021 season for the Saints. He was selected in the 3rd round of the 2017 NFL draft. Remember, now this story right here is not alleged. A lot of my material is alleged, but this is true. This happened. He is in custody right now. I don't know if he's been bailed out or not, but this story is true. Now we're going to move on to our celebrity news. I can't talk tonight. We're going to move on to our celebrity news. Now these stories are all alleged. We're going to begin with no other than Wendy Williams. Well, guys, it looks like things are heading downhill for the TV talk show host. Her bank assets have been frozen, and Wells Fargo suspects that she has dementia. They have decided to lock her accounts. The 57-year-old talk show host has filed legal documents trying to get Wells Fargo to unfreeze her accounts. According to the reports, she has been unable to access her account for more than 2 weeks. Wendy is reportedly asking the court for an emergency order, claiming that the bank is in possession of several millions of dollars worth of funds. So why has Wendy's accounts been locked out? Well, guys, according to court documentation, Wendy's former financial advisor advised the bank that Wendy was of unsound mind. My goodness. Meanwhile, the petition claims that Wells Fargo has justified its decision to keep her accounts by referencing its authority under various clients' agreements. Pause to reject for a proposed transaction. This is all legal terminology. Pending judicial and administrative remedies, should the suspect financial exploitation through dementia and undue influence. In layman terms, they're pretty much saying that she doesn't have sound mind. She is not in a place to be able to handle her money. They feel that she may be having some issues with the quote unquote dementia. Once again, now this story is alleged. My producers will continue to talk about this story and get more information as it unfolds. I guess this is going to be a serious and ongoing investigation into her monies. Let's move on and talk about little Uzi Vert. He gets 3 years probation in an assault case involving his ex-girlfriend Brittany Byrd and rapper St. John. The 26-year-old rapper will avoid going to jail after being charged with 3 felonies following a domestic altercation involving his ex-girlfriend Brittany Byrd and rapper St. John. In July of this past year, Brittany Byrd, who is his ex-girlfriend, filed a police report against him, claiming that the artist pointed a gun at her stomach and hit her during a confrontation at a West Hollywood cafe. A source close to Brittany Byrd at the time reported that she was having a business meeting with New York rapper and producer St. John when Uzi pulled up and confronted the pair. Uzi reportedly tried to swing on St. John and missed, falling to the ground, child, and revealing that the weapon he had on him. You know what? Okay, I'm going to keep on reading this, even though it's ratchet. I'm going to keep on reading. Brittany Byrd's manager claimed that once she approached him, the rapper pointed the gun at her belly and repeatedly punched her in the face. The two had not been in contact for months. Following this incident, Uzi was charged with assault with a firearm, criminal threats, and domestic violence, plus a misdemeanor charge for carrying a loaded firearm. It's reported that Uzi's sentencing in this case will consist of 3 years of formal probation, 1 year of treatment for a mental health and substance abuse, and 52 weeks of domestic violence training, restitution, and a 10-year criminal protective order. My goodness. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we come back, we're going to talk about gospel singer Kiara Sheard Kelly and Kylie Jenner. And we are back. Kiara Sheard Kelly tells Page 6 in an exclusive interview that she rents hotel rooms for her girlfriends to keep them away from her husband. Say what now? The anointed gospel singer says that when her girlfriends come to visit, they don't stay overnight in her house. She makes them stay at a hotel so her husband won't be tempted to have sex with them. My God, today. The 34-year-old Detroit native has brought up in a family of gospel singers out of West Bloomfield. When it comes to men, Kiara learned from the best gospel music legend, Karen Clark Sheard, who's 61 years of age, warned her daughter to avoid bringing single friends around her man. She says, quote unquote, "My mama has already told me, don't have too many people around your house. I don't care how good you trust them or whatever it is. I'm very mindful and careful. I will buy a friend a hotel room before I let them stay in my house." She also says, "I am supposed to let them into my house because we are believers. We believe that what we have, we are supposed to share with others, but I am not sharing my man." Since I'm not sharing my man, I have to be cautious with everything else that I share as far as him being there too. Mm, mm, mm. Kiara doesn't blame her man for being tempted. She understands that the male sex drive is very strong and men are wired to be sexually attracted to childbearing women. Child. Instead, she blames women for tempting the weaker sex. Wait a minute now, girl. Wait a minute now. Because it goes both ways. It takes two to tango, boo. You can tell she's just newlywed and young in love. Unfortunately, she might have to learn a valuable lesson the hard way. But we're going to leave that alone and move on. That deserves a shot, doesn't it, guys? Let's hit it with two real quick. One more. All right, girl. Get it together. She living in a fairy tale world. Girl, you better wake up and smell the Maxwell house. In closing, good news, good news. A baby has just been born. That's right. Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott welcome baby number 2. And it's a boy. So congratulations to the two of them. They announced it on Instagram. All right, guys. That closes out the show for this evening. Please tune into me on my other platforms. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and of course here on Spreaker, where we get into it every weekend and I give you the news that you can use. Have a great rest of your week. Love ya. Peace.